My friends, let me tell you something very simple but very powerful. Everyone in this world wants to be successful. Everyone wants respect, recognition, and results. But success is never cheap. Success always demands a price, and if you are not ready to pay that price, then success will not open its doors for you. Today, I want to share with you 8 things that success demands. Not wishes, not hopes, not luck demands. If you truly want to build a life that is bigger than your fears and stronger than your excuses, then you must hold these 8 things like your heartbeat. Success is something that almost every human being on this planet dreams about. When we are children, we dream of becoming heroes, leaders, doctors, scientists, athletes, and creators. As we grow older, those dreams evolve into visions of financial freedom, recognition, respect, and the ability to create a meaningful life for ourselves and our families. But there is one hard truth that most people never want to hear. Success is not free. It is not easy. It is not something that falls into your hands by chance. Success always demands a price. And unless you are willing to pay that price, you will remain standing outside the doors of opportunity, watching others walk through. When I look at the people who achieve something extraordinary in life, they are not always the smartest, not always the most talented, and not always the luckiest. In fact, many of them started with nothing, no money, no connections, sometimes not even education. But what they did have was the willingness to meet the demands of success. They were willing to see what others ignored, to work while others rested, to learn while others thought they already knew enough, and to rise again after countless failures. The first demand of success is vision. You must have the ability to see beyond your current circumstances. Many people let their eyes decide their future. They see poverty and they accept poverty. They see obstacles and they accept defeat. But vision is different. Vision is the ability to see what is not yet visible. It is the power to imagine the future before it exists. If you do not know where you are going, then every road will confuse you. But if you have vision, even the most difficult path will become meaningful because you know it leads you to your destiny. Think about it. No great building was ever created without a blueprint. No great business was ever built without a dream. No great life was ever lived without a vision. So the first thing success demands from you is that you must dream bigger than your reality, and you must hold that vision even when the world laughs at it. The second demand is hard work. Let me say it clearly. There is no shortcut. If you want success, you cannot avoid the hours, the sweat, the pain, and the struggle. Too many people pray for success while sleeping 12 hours a day. Too many people wish for wealth but refuse to put in the effort. The truth is simple: success rewards the worker, not the dreamer, and hard work is not punishment. It is the proof that you are serious about your goals. Think of it this way. When others are sleeping, you are building. When others are demand one teen vision that drives your life complaining, you are creating. When others are watching entertainment, you are working on your future. Success doesn't arrive suddenly like a guest at your door. It is built brick by brick through consistent hard work. The third demand is learning. In this world, everything is changing. Technology changes, business changes, people change. And if you stop learning, you stop growing. Many people fail not because they are weak, but because they refuse to adapt. They rely on old knowledge in a new world. But success belongs to those who remain students forever. You must be willing to learn from books, from mentors, from experiences, and even from your failures. Do not be proud of what you already know. Be hungry for what you do not know yet. The more you learn, the more valuable you become. The day you stop learning is the day you start falling behind. Now, success also demands patience. Look at nature. A seed does not become a tree in one night. It takes seasons of rain, sunshine, storms, and time before it grows into something strong. But many people today are impatient. They want instant results, instant wealth, instant recognition. And when it does not come quickly, they quit. That is why most people never reach their full potential. Success is not fast food. It is a slow-cooked meal. It requires you to endure, to wait, and to trust the process. The truth is, slow success builds character, but fast success often builds arrogance. If you want something to last, give it time. Your patience is the fertilizer of your dreams. But patience alone is not enough because life will not always be smooth. You will face failures. You will face rejection. You will face people who doubt you, laugh at you, and even try to stop you. This is why success demands resilience. Resilience is the ability to rise again after falling. It is the inner strength to say, yes, I failed, but I am not finished. Too many people give up after one failure, one rejection, one disappointment. But the ones who succeed are the ones who use failure as fuel. Every rejection is redirection. Every failure is a lesson. Resilience means you keep moving even when you are tired, even when you are broken, even when nobody believes in you, not even yourself. And then success demands sacrifice. Nothing great comes without giving something up. If you want to rise high, you must leave behind your comfort. You must sacrifice your laziness, your distractions, your toxic relationships, and even some pleasures of the present for the promise of the future. If you are not willing to give up your comfort, do not expect success to give you its rewards. Sacrifice is not losing, it is investing. Every sacrifice you make for your goals is a seed you plant for your future. Remember this, losers hold on to comfort, winners hold on to commitment. Discipline is another demand that cannot be ignored. Talent without discipline is wasted potential. Ideas without discipline are forgotten dreams. Motivation will not save you because motivation comes and goes. But discipline will keep you on track even when you feel tired. Even when you feel uninspired, discipline is waking up when you want to sleep. It is focusing when you want to be distracted. It is choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasures. Without discipline, you may start, but you will never finish. And success does not reward those who start, it rewards those who finish. Finally, success demands courage. Life will test you. People will laugh at you. Fear will whisper in your ear, telling you that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not ready enough. But courage is the ability to act even when you are afraid. Courage is standing up when everyone else is silent. Courage is starting small when your resources are limited. Courage is dreaming big when people call you crazy. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Success belongs to those who dare, not those who hesitate. So my friends, success is not a matter of luck. It is not a lottery ticket. It is a demand, and it is waiting for you to meet those demands. Vision, hard work, learning, patience, resilience, sacrifice, discipline, and courage. These are not optional. They are necessary. Without them, success will ignore you. With them, success will chase you. The question is not whether success is possible. The question is whether you are willing to pay the price. Will you choose comfort today and regret tomorrow? Or will you endure today and enjoy tomorrow? Success is waiting. The door is open. But only those who meet its 8 demands will walk through. Let me tell you something very simple but very painful. Without hard work, you cannot reach anywhere. You may dream, you may imagine, you may plan, but without work, dreams remain only dreams. People often say, I want to be successful, I want to be rich, I want to make my parents proud, I want to create something great. And when you listen to them, their words sound powerful. But when you look at their actions, they're not willing to work. Success is not a reward for talking. Success is a reward for sweating. The truth is, everyone wants success, but not everyone is ready to pay its price. Think about it. How many people do you know who talk about becoming wealthy, but spend their days scrolling on their phones, wasting hours on things that give them nothing? How many students talk about passing exams with high grades, but never study seriously? How many young people talk about starting a business, but never take even the first step? This is the reality of life. Success listens to action, not excuses. Hard work is not about working one day with energy and then resting for 10 days. Hard work is consistency, the discipline to show up again and again, even when you don't feel like it. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Success demands that you build your future brick by brick, day by day, without expecting results immediately. You cannot cheat this process. If you plant a seed today and demand a tree tomorrow, you will be disappointed. In the same way, if you demand 2A, discipline over motivation work for 1 week and expect results like someone who worked for 10 years, you will be broken. Hard work is not about speed. It is about persistence. Let me give you an example. Look at athletes. When you see them winning medals, lifting trophies, breaking records, you might think they are lucky. They are talented. They are gifted. But behind that one moment of victory are thousands of hours of training, sweat, pain, and sacrifice. Waking up at 4 in the morning to practice, running when the body screams to stop, lifting weights until muscles burn. What you see is only the moment of glory. What you don't see is the years of hard work. That is the price of success. The same applies to business. Many people see a successful entrepreneur and say, he is lucky. He was at the right place at the right time. But luck is never the foundation of lasting success. Behind every so-called overnight success are years of long nights, failures, rejections, doubts, and endless hard work. Luck may give you an opportunity, but only hard work will allow you to keep it. Without hard work, even if success visits you, it will not stay. Now, here's the problem. Most people are not willing to work because they are addicted to comfort. Comfort is the biggest enemy of hard work. When the alarm rings at 5 in the morning, comfort says sleep more. When there is work to be done, comfort says do it tomorrow. When life gets difficult, comfort says quiet. But success demands the opposite. Success demands that you get up when it is hard, that you move when it is painful, that you continue when others are quitting. Hard work is a fight against comfort, and only those who win that fight will win success. Some people ask, but what if I work hard and still fail? That is a valid question. The answer is simple. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Every failure teaches you something that comfort will never teach. Every failure builds your strength, your knowledge, your resilience. The only real failure is when you stop working. As long as you keep working, you are moving forward even if it is slow. Hard work guarantees progress, and progress eventually leads to success. There is another truth. Hard work changes your identity. When you work hard, you begin to respect yourself. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to believe that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it. That inner confidence is far more powerful than talent, because talent without work will always be defeated by hard work without talent. The world is full of talented people who never achieved anything because they refused to work. And the world is full of ordinary people who became extraordinary because they were willing to outwork everyone else. Think about the people you admire in history. Scientists, inventors, leaders, entrepreneurs. None of them had an easy path. They faced difficulties that would break most people, but they kept working. When people mocked them, they kept working. When their ideas failed, they kept working. When they had no money, no support, no recognition, they kept working. Their hard work eventually turned into results, and those results changed the world. Now, let me challenge you. When was the last time you worked so hard that you surprised yourself? When was the last time you pushed your body, your mind, your energy to the limit and discovered you could go further than you thought? Most people never experience that because the moment they feel tired, they stop. But success is not found in comfort. Success is found in the extra mile, the extra hour, the extra effort that others are not willing to give. I want you to imagine this every day that you waste in laziness. Someone else in this world is working harder, learning more, and preparing themselves. And one day when opportunities appear, that person will be ready, and you will not. Success does not wait for you. It rewards the one who is prepared. If you are not willing to put in the hard work today, do not complain tomorrow when others achieve what you wanted. So understand this hard work is not an option. It is the demand of success. If you are serious about your goals, then forget excuses. Forget waiting for the right time. Forget the idea of luck. Put your head down, work with focus, and continue even when nobody claps for you. Because the world will only clap when results are visible, but those results will only come from the invisible hours of hard work that nobody saw. My friends, let your dreams be bigger than your comfort. Let your actions be louder than your words. Let your work ethic be so strong that people cannot ignore you. Success will not come to those who wait. It will come to those who work. And the question is not whether success is possible. The real question is, are you willing to work harder than anyone else to get it? There's one truth about life that most people ignore until it is too late. The moment you stop learning, you start dying. The world we live in today is not the same world as yesterday. And tomorrow it will not be the same world as today. Things are moving faster than ever. Technology is changing. Industries are changing. Opportunities are changing. And even the way people think is changing. If you believe that the knowledge you gained yesterday is enough to carry you through tomorrow, you are already falling behind. Success does not belong to those who once knew something. It belongs to those who are willing to learn endlessly. Think about this carefully. A baby learns how to walk, how to speak, how to think. A child learns from mistakes, from experiences, from guidance. That process never stops unless you decide to stop it. And when you stop learning, you don't just pause your growth. You actually move backward because the world will not wait for you. Imagine running in a race. If you slow down, the others will pass you. If you stop, the gap grows larger and larger. That is what happens in life when you stop learning. You may feel comfortable for a short time, but soon the world has moved so far ahead that you cannot catch up. The reason many people fail is not demand 30. Resilience against failure because they lack strength or intelligence. It is because they believe they already know enough. They become prisoners of their own pride. They stop listening, stop reading, stop observing, stop questioning. They believe their old experiences are enough to guide them in a new world. But the truth is, knowledge becomes outdated. Skills expire. Strategies that worked 5 years ago may no longer work today. If you do not evolve, you will become irrelevant. Let me give you an example. Think about technology. The world of business was once ruled by landline phones, fax machines, typewriters. Then computers came, then the internet, then smartphones, then artificial intelligence. The people who refused to learn, who laughed at new technology, who said, "I don't need to adapt." Where are they now? Most of them lost their businesses, lost their jobs, lost their influence. But those who kept learning, who were curious, who adapted, they survived. And not only survived, they thrived. The difference between staying relevant and becoming forgotten is learning. But learning is not just about technology or education. Learning is about life itself. Success demands that you remain a student forever, that you observe, ask questions, seek wisdom, and remain humble enough to know that you do not know everything. The greatest mistake people make is thinking that a degree is the end of education. A degree is just the beginning. The real education begins when life tests you, when you face problems, when you deal with people, when you fail and have to rise again. And only those who are willing to learn from every situation will grow stronger. Failure, for example, is one of the greatest teachers you will ever have. But most people run away from failure instead of learning from it. They see failure as proof they cannot succeed instead of proof that they are on the path. Every time you fail, you are given a gift. The gift of knowledge, the gift of correction, the gift of experience. If you fail and walk away, you waste that gift. But if you fail and learn, you grow. Success demands that you treat every failure as a classroom and every mistake as a lesson. And then there are people. Every person you meet can teach you something. The rich can teach you about success, but the poor can teach you about survival. The old can teach you about wisdom, but the young can teach you about creativity. Even your enemies can teach you. They can show you your weaknesses, your blind spots, the places you need to improve. Too many people ignore this. They believe learning only happens in schools or books. But real learning happens everywhere, every day, if you keep your eyes and ears open. Now, learning requires humility. If you are too proud, you will never learn. Pride says, "I know better." Humility says, "Teach me more." Pride closes the door. Humility opens it. And this is why many talented people never reach success. Their pride is too big to allow learning. They believe they are already complete, and so they stop evolving. But life rewards the humble learner, not the arrogant knower. If you want success, you must be willing to be a student, even when you are already a master. There is also something else. Learning is not comfortable. It takes effort. It takes time. It requires you to admit your ignorance, to challenge your beliefs, to practice until you improve. Many people avoid learning because it feels uncomfortable. They would rather stay where they are than face the pain of growth. But remember, discomfort is the enemy of progress. The discomfort of learning today saves you from the pain of regret tomorrow. Success is never about how much you know today. It is about how much you are willing to learn tomorrow. The person who learns a little every day will soon be ahead of the person who knew everything yesterday. Small daily improvements, small daily lessons, small daily discoveries, they compound into greatness. Think about water. A drop of water looks small, meaningless, but drop after drop, day after day, it can carve a hole through stone. That is the power of continuous learning. It may feel small, but over time it shapes your destiny. So let me ask you, what was the last thing you learned? What was the last book you read? The last new skill you practiced? The last mistake you studied deeply, or are you living on old knowledge, old skills, old ways? If you are not learning, you are not growing. And if you are not growing, you are slowly dying. The choice is yours. You can remain comfortable, proud, and outdated. Or you can remain curious, humble, and always ready to adapt. One path leads to regret, the other to success. Remember this. Success is not a destination. It is a process of constant learning. The more you learn, the more you can earn. The more you can build, the more you can give. Success will always demand that you keep your mind open, your heart humble, and your hunger for knowledge alive. One of the greatest secrets of success, and one of the hardest for people to accept, is patience. We live in a world that is addicted to speed. Everyone wants things quickly. We want fast food, fast internet, fast money, fast success. We have grown so impatient that if something takes time, we believe it is not worth it. But the truth is very different. Anything valuable, anything meaningful, anything that lasts, it always takes time. Success will test your patience before it rewards your effort. And if you fail the test of patience, you will never reach the level you dream about. Look at nature. A seed does not become a tree overnight. You can water it today, but tomorrow it will still look the same. If you dig it up after 2 days because you think it's not growing, you kill it. The seed needs time, weeks, months, sometimes years, before it becomes strong enough to produce fruit. The same principle applies to your dreams. Your hard work is like planting seeds. Your consistency is like watering them, but the results, the fruits, they need time. If you are impatient, you will give up before your harvest comes. And this is demand-foreign mindset of growth and learning where so many people fail. They start something with energy. They work for a few days, a few weeks, maybe a few months. But when results do not come quickly, they quit. They move on to something else and then again to another thing, repeating the cycle. These are the people who never achieve anything great because they lack patience. They confuse delay with denial. Just because success is taking time does not mean it will not come. It simply means you must wait, you must endure, you must trust the process. Think about bamboo. Bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants in the world, but only after it spends years underground. For 4, sometimes 5 years, you water it, you nurture it, and nothing seems to happen. People may even laugh at you for wasting your time, but in the 5th year, bamboo shoots up at an incredible speed, growing over 90ft in just a few weeks. That sudden growth was not sudden at all. It was the result of years of hidden development beneath the ground. That is how patience works. While nothing seems to be happening, roots are growing, foundations are being built, and when the time is right, results will explode. The danger of impatience is that it kills potential before it matures. Imagine a person starting a business. In the first year, there are losses, no customers, no profits. They feel discouraged and they quit. But maybe in the 2nd year, the customers would have come. Maybe in the 3rd year, the profits would have arrived. Maybe in the 4th year, success would have been unstoppable. But because they lacked patience, they never saw the result of their work. They stopped one step before the breakthrough. This is why patience is not just about waiting. Patience is about enduring the silence, enduring the doubt, enduring the slow progress without losing faith. Patience is working every day without seeing immediate results, but believing that one day those results will come. Patience is trusting the invisible process, knowing that small actions repeated consistently create big results over time. But here's the problem. Patience is painful. Nobody likes waiting. Nobody likes uncertainty. Nobody likes the feeling that things are moving too slowly. And in a world where everything is instant food, instant messages, instant entertainment, people lose the ability to wait for the important things. But the more valuable the dream, the more time it requires. You cannot microwave greatness. You cannot download success in 5 minutes. You must earn it and you must wait for it. Look at relationships. Real love takes time to build. Look at careers. Real expertise takes years to develop. Look at wealth. Real financial stability takes decades of discipline and growth. Every lasting achievement is born in patience. The people who rush always collapse. The people who wait endure and build slowly. They are the ones who rise higher and stay there. Patience also builds character. While you wait, you learn endurance. While you wait, you learn humility. While you wait, you learn gratitude for small progress. Waiting teaches you lessons that instant success could never teach. This is why many people who achieve things too fast end up losing them just as quickly. They never developed the patience to handle it. Success came faster than their character, and so it destroyed them. Slow success builds character. Fast success builds arrogance. Let me ask you, how many times have you given up too soon? How many times have you walked away from something because the results were not immediate? How many times have you told yourself it's not working when in reality it was working but slowly? Success was on its way, but your impatience blocked the door. That is why patience is not weakness. It is strength. It takes courage to wait. It takes maturity to stay consistent when results are invisible. The truth is, time is not your enemy. Time is your partner. Every day you persist. Every day you stay consistent. You are closer than yesterday. Patience does not mean doing nothing. It means doing your part faithfully while allowing time to do its part. If you are working hard, learning, improving, and staying consistent, then patience will make sure the results come even if they are late. So remember this. Do not rush the process. Do not dig up your seed. Do not quit in the middle. The journey of success is not measured in days or weeks, but in years and decades. Trust the process. Respect the timing and embrace patience. Because while others quit early, patience will carry you to the finish line. My friends, success is not fast food. It is not instant noodles. It is not delivered in 24 hours. Success is like a tree, slow to grow, strong to last. And if you have the patience to wait, to endure, and to keep going, then when your season comes, nothing in this world can stop your harvest. There is one reality about success that people don't like to talk about. You will fail. You will be rejected. You will be laughed at. People will doubt you. You will face days where you feel empty, broken, and ready to quit. This is not a maybe. It is guaranteed. If you dream big, if you aim high, if you step outside the comfort zone, failure will greet you. The question is not whether you will fall. The question is whether you will rise again. And this is where resilience becomes the deciding factor. Resilience is a strength that allows you to stand up after being knocked down. It is the inner power that whispers, get up. Try again. Success is never about how many times you fall. It is about how many times you rise after falling. The road to success is filled with obstacles, rejections, and disappointments. The people who reach the top are not those who never failed. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. Think about a child learning to walk. The child takes a few steps and falls. What happens next? The child cries, but then stands up and tries again and again and again. If a child gave up after falling a few times, nobody in the world would ever learn to walk. But because the child keeps trying, eventually they succeed. That is resilience in its purest form. And yet as adults, we lose the spirit. We fall once, twice, 3 times, and we give up. We say this is not for me or I can't do it. But success demands that you go back to that childlike resilience, that refusal to surrender until you succeed. The truth is the world will not hand you victory on a silver plate. It will test you. It will push you to the ground. It will challenge your strength, your patience, your courage. Life wants to know how badly do you want it, and resilience is your answer. Every rejection, every failure, every disappointment is not the end. It is part of the process. The difference between winners and losers is simple. Winners see failure as feedback. Losers see it as final. Let me tell you a story. A man once tried to sell a product he believed in. He was rejected, demand 50, patience, and long. Term focus not once, not twice, but more than 1,000 times. Most people would have quit long before, but he kept going. He believed that somewhere out there, someone would give him a chance. Finally, one person did, and the rest is history. That man was Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. Imagine if he had given up after 10 rejections or 50 or 100. The world would never have known his name. Resilience kept him alive when most people would have buried their dreams. This is what you must understand. Resilience is not about ignoring pain. It is not about pretending you are okay when you are not. It is about feeling the pain, acknowledging the struggle, but choosing to continue anyway. Resilience does not remove obstacles, but it makes you stronger than the obstacles. Every time you rise after falling, you become harder to break. Every rejection makes you tougher. Every setback makes you wiser. Every storm you survive prepares you for the next one. But many people quit too soon. They think failure is a signal to stop. They believe rejection is a message that they are not good enough. They let the opinions of others bury their own potential. But listen carefully. Failure is not telling you to stop. Failure is telling you to try again in a different way. Rejection is not telling you you're worthless. It is telling you to refine yourself. Success does not come to those who never fall. It comes to those who turn their falls into lessons and their lessons into fuel. Resilience also requires faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your vision, faith in the process. There will be days when nobody believes in you. There will be times when you doubt your own ability. And in those moments, resilience is the voice inside that says, keep going. This is not the end. Too many dreams die because people cannot survive the silence, the doubt, the loneliness of the journey. But resilience is the ability to walk alone until others join you. Think about the strongest trees in the forest. They are not strong because they avoided storms. They are strong because they survived storms. The wind bent them, the rain beat them, the snow froze them, but they endured. And now they stand tall, unshaken. That is resilience. Success is not built in sunshine. It is built in storms. Ask yourself honestly, how many times have you quit because things got too hard? How many times have you walked away because the journey seemed too long? How many times have you told yourself, maybe it wasn't meant for me? When in reality, you just needed to endure a little longer. Resilience is the difference between almost succeeding and truly succeeding. Most people stop just one step before the breakthrough. They quit too soon. But the ones who push through, the ones who refuse to quit, they are the ones who taste success. Resilience also changes your identity. When you rise after falling, you begin to see yourself differently. You begin to believe, I can handle this. I can survive this. I am stronger than I thought. That self-belief is priceless, because once you know you cannot be easily broken, the world loses its power to stop you. People can laugh, circumstances can fail, life can push you down, but you will rise again and again and again. So my friends, remember this. Success is not about never falling. It is about never staying down. Success will demand your resilience. And resilience is built not in comfort, but in struggle. Every time life tests you, every time you fail, every time you are rejected, you have a choice to quit or to rise. If you rise, you grow. If you quit, you lose. Resilience is the heartbeat of success. Without it, you will never survive the journey. With it, nothing in this world can stop you. The storms will come, but you will outlast them. The failures will come, but you will overcome them. The rejections will come, but you will outgrow them. Because success is not for the strongest, the fastest, or even the smartest. It is for those who refuse to give up. So when life knocks you down, do not stay there, rise. When people doubt you, do not quit, rise. When failure hits you, do not surrender, rise. Because every time you rise, you are proving to yourself, to the world, and to success itself that you are worthy. There's a price for every dream. Nothing in life is free, and certainly not success. People admire the final picture of someone's achievements, the wealth, the recognition, the freedom. But they rarely see the years of sacrifice that made it possible. Success is like a mountain. When you look from a distance, you see only the shining peak covered in snow, glowing beautifully in the sunlight. But when you start climbing, you realize the path is steep, filled with rocks, storms, and exhaustion. The higher you go, the more you must let go of unnecessary weight. That weight is your comfort, your distractions, your excuses. The higher you want to climb, the more you must sacrifice. Sacrifice is giving up something valuable in the present to achieve something far greater in the future. It is the willingness to trade short-term comfort for long-term fulfillment. Most people want success, but they are not willing to pay the price. They want wealth, but they are not willing to sacrifice their laziness. They want respect, but they are not willing to sacrifice their ego. They want growth, but they are not willing to sacrifice their old habits. They want to win, but they are not willing to sacrifice their time, their energy, their pleasures. And that is why so few people truly succeed. Think about it. If success were easy, if it demanded no sacrifice, then everyone would have it. But the reality is only those who are willing to pay the price, to let go of comfort, to endure the struggle to work while others sleep, are the ones who reach the top. Success is not given, it is exchanged. You give your time, your focus, your discipline, your energy, and in return you earn success. Let me give you an example. A student dreams of being the best in their field while others go out partying, wasting nights on distractions. That student sacrifices those moments and sits down with books, practicing, learning, improving. People call them boring. People say they're missing out. But when exams come, when results appear, suddenly the sacrifice shines. That student walks forward with confidence because they paid the price when it mattered. Life works the same way. Sacrifice now, shine later. Enjoy now, regret later. But sacrifice is not always easy. It hurts. It feels heavy. Because when you sacrifice, you are letting go of things you enjoy, things that make you comfortable. You are choosing discipline over laziness, focus over distraction, growth over comfort. That choice is painful in the moment. But let me tell you, temporary pain is far better than permanent regret. Regret is heavier than sacrifice. You can either suffer the pain of sacrifice now or suffer the pain of regret later. But one way or another, you will face pain. Only one of them leads to success. Every great achievement in history has been built on sacrifice. Athletes sacrifice their leisure and comfort. Training when demands succeed, building strong relationships, their bodies scream for rest. Entrepreneurs sacrifice sleep and stability, chasing visions that no one else believes in. Artists sacrifice years of obscurity, working in silence before the world notices their brilliance. Parents sacrifice their dreams to give their children opportunities. Soldiers sacrifice their lives for the safety of others. Every kind of greatness carries sacrifice. Sometimes the sacrifice is not just about time or comfort. Sometimes it is about relationships. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will support your dreams. There will be times when you must sacrifice toxic friendships, negative voices, even certain people who do not want you to rise. This does not mean you hate them. It means you love your dream enough to protect it. You cannot carry everyone with you on your journey because some people are not meant to go where you are going. And that too is a sacrifice. Sacrifice also means patience. You must be willing to delay gratification. The world today is addicted to instant results, instant food, instant entertainment, instant attention. But real success is never instant. It requires years of invisible work. You may sacrifice years building something without applause, without recognition, without reward. But if you endure, if you sacrifice your need for immediate results, the day will come when the world sees what you built. And when that day comes, people will call you lucky. They will never know the years of sacrifice behind your overnight success. There is a story about a bamboo tree. When you plant the seed, nothing seems to happen for years. You water it, you nurture it, but the soil looks empty. Many people give up thinking the seed is dead. But if you keep sacrificing your time and effort, one day after 5 long years, the bamboo suddenly shoots up, growing more than 80 feet in just a few weeks. Did it really grow in weeks? No, it was growing all along underground, building roots strong enough to hold its greatness. That is sacrifice. You invest for years with no visible result, and then suddenly the world sees your success. But here's the secret. Sacrifice does not kill you. It shapes you. It turns you into someone capable of carrying success. If you give everything to comfort, success will crush you. But if you sacrifice comfort and grow stronger, success will fit your shoulders. Many people dream of wealth and fame, but without sacrifice, they are too weak to handle it. Sacrifice prepares you. Sacrifice builds you. Sacrifice molds you to someone worthy of the success you desire. And never forget, sacrifice is not forever. You are not giving up comfort for eternity. You are giving it up for a season so that the rest of your life can be greater. The person who sacrifices their mornings to build a business eventually enjoys the freedom of choosing their schedule. The person who sacrifices unhealthy food and laziness eventually enjoys the strength of a healthy body. The person who sacrifices distractions for years eventually enjoys the luxury of freedom others only dream about. Sacrifice is temporary. Regret is permanent. So my friends, remember this truth. Every dream has a cost. The bigger the dream, the greater the sacrifice required. Do not fear the sacrifice. Embrace it. If you want to succeed, you must be willing to let go of comfort, distractions, excuses, and sometimes even people. You must be willing to work when no one is watching, to endure when no one is cheering, to believe when no one else does. That is sacrifice. And when you pay the price, success will come. In the end, success does not ask what you want. It asks what you are willing to give up. And if you are willing to sacrifice, you can have a life beyond your imagination. If you are not, then you must be ready to settle for less. Success will never lower its price. It will only wait for those who are willing to pay it. If there is one quality that separates dreamers from doers, it is discipline. Talent may inspire you. Passion may excite you. But without discipline, everything fades away. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your achievements. It is the invisible force that takes an ordinary person and turns them into someone extraordinary. Many people have dreams. Many people make plans, but very few stick with them long enough to see results. Why? Because they lack discipline. Discipline means doing what must be done even when you don't feel like it. It means waking up when your body wants to sleep, working when your mind wants to quit, choosing focus when distractions tempt you, choosing consistency when excuses call your name. Discipline is not glamorous. It does not bring applause. It does not make headlines. But discipline is the foundation of every success story you admire. Think about the athlete who wakes up at 4 a.m. to train. The world is asleep, but that athlete is sweating, pushing, practicing. Not once, not twice, but every single day. That is discipline. Think about the musician who spends hours repeating the same note, the same scale until perfection is carved into their fingers. That is discipline. Think about the entrepreneur who spends long nights building a business, sacrificing comfort, refusing to stop even after countless failures. That is discipline. Behind every shining success, you will find years of unseen discipline. The truth is, motivation is temporary. Motivation is like a spark. It burns brightly but dies quickly. Discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire alive. If you rely only on motivation, you will quit the moment things get tough. But discipline doesn't ask whether you feel motivated. Discipline simply asks, did you do what you said you would do? It doesn't care about your mood, your feelings, or your excuses. Discipline is commitment in action. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack discipline. They start with excitement, but the moment challenges appear, they stop. They allow distractions to steal their focus. They wait for the perfect mood to act, forgetting that moods change. Discipline is about consistency, demand 70, hard work and persistence, not convenience. It is about building habits that carry you forward. Even on the days when your energy is low, your mind is tired, and the world feels against you. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it feels painful. Waking up early feels like torture. Saying no to distractions feels like punishment. Choosing focus feels impossible. But if you push through, if you practice discipline daily, eventually it becomes natural. Just like brushing your teeth, it becomes part of your life. You no longer argue with yourself, you just do it. And that is the secret of the most successful people. They don't waste time debating with their excuses. They act because discipline has become who they are. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone who decides to get fit. In the beginning, they are motivated. They buy new shoes, new clothes, maybe even post on social media about their fitness journey. But after a few days, when the soreness comes, when results don't appear instantly, motivation fades. This is where most people quit. But the disciplined person doesn't quit. They show up again and again, day after day, even when it hurts, even when no one is watching. Months later, the results appear. People say, wow, you are so lucky. You are so talented. But no, it was not luck. It was discipline. Discipline also teaches you self-control. In a world full of distractions, endless scrolling, instant entertainment, constant noise, discipline allows you to say, no, I have something more important to do. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen your future. Every time you resist the temptation of wasting time, you invest in your growth. Self-control may feel hard in the moment, but it gives you freedom in the long run. Because discipline is not about punishment, it is about freedom. Think about it. The disciplined person who manages money gains the freedom of financial security. The disciplined student who studies daily gains the freedom of choice in their career. The disciplined entrepreneur who works tirelessly gains the freedom of independence. Discipline may look like restriction, but in reality it creates the widest form of freedom. The undisciplined person is a slave to their impulses, their distractions, their laziness. The disciplined person controls their future. But discipline is not just about big things. It is about small habits. Greatness is built in the details. Waking up on time, keeping your word, finishing tasks you start, staying consistent in your routines. These small acts of discipline accumulate over weeks, months, years. They shape your destiny. Never underestimate the power of small discipline actions. Success is not one big leap. It is thousands of small steps taken with discipline every single day. And yes, discipline often feels lonely. While others relax, you are working. While others enjoy short-term pleasures, you are investing in long-term results. But understand this, the pain of discipline is temporary. The rewards are permanent. One day, the same people who laughed at your discipline will admire your success. They will wish they had your results, but they will never know the price you paid. The daily discipline. There is a story of two men cutting wood. One works hard for a few hours, then takes long breaks, waiting until he feels ready again. The other works steadily, swinging his axe consistently without long pauses. At the end of the day, the second man has a bigger pile of wood. Not because he was stronger, not because he was luckier, but because he was more disciplined. That is the secret of life. Consistent effort always beats occasional brilliance. Discipline also requires vision. If you don't know why you are working, discipline will feel like suffering. But if you have a clear dream, every act of discipline feels like a step toward it. You must remind yourself daily of your why. Why do you wake up early? Why do you push yourself? Why do you sacrifice comfort? When the why is strong enough, the discipline becomes easier. So remember this truth. Talent is a gift. Passion is energy. But discipline is the key that unlocks both. Without discipline, your dreams remain only dreams. With discipline, your dreams become reality. Discipline will test you. Discipline will challenge you. But discipline will never betray you. Every day you practice it, you build a future worth living. In the end, success does not belong to the most talented, the most intelligent, or even the most passionate. It belongs to the most disciplined. Because discipline is the art of showing up every day no matter what. And when you show up long enough, success cannot ignore you. There is one truth about success that many people ignore, yet it is the one that matters the most. Consistency beats everything else. Talent may give you a head start. Intelligence may help you solve problems. Passion may give you fire. Discipline may keep you focused. But without consistency, nothing lasts. Success is not about what you do once in a while. It is about what you do every single day. The greatest mistake people make is to think big results come from big actions done once. But in reality, big results come from small actions repeated consistently over time. Consistency is the silent power that builds greatness. It doesn't shout. It doesn't show off. It doesn't look dramatic. It's boring, repetitive, and often invisible to others. But that is exactly why it works. Because while most people are chasing shortcuts, hacks or overnight success, the consistent person is slowly, steadily moving forward. And while everyone else is starting and stopping, jumping from one thing to another, the consistent person stays the course. One day, the difference becomes clear. The consistent person has results. The inconsistent person has excuses. Think about water. A single drop of water falling on a rock does nothing. But thousands of drops falling every day eventually carve the rock to manatee. Consistency creates empires itself. That is the power of consistency. Think about a farmer. He doesn't plant seeds today and expect a harvest tomorrow. He waters, he nurtures, he waits every day, week after week, season after season. And when the time is right, the harvest comes. But without consistent care, the seeds die. Success in life works the same way. The problem is most people quit too early. They want immediate results. They start a new habit, a new business, a new dream. And if they don't see success quickly, they stop. They tell themselves it's not working. But the truth is, it was working. They just didn't stay consistent long enough to see the results. The gym is a perfect example. Someone exercises for 2 weeks and expects to see dramatic change. When they don't, they stop. But the person who shows up month after month, year after year, transforms their body. Not because of 2 weeks of effort, but because of years of consistency. Consistency also builds trust. When you are consistent, people learn to rely on you. They know you will show up. They know you will deliver. They know you are not just talk. This is true in business, in relationships, in personal growth. People admire talent, but they trust consistency. And trust is far more valuable than admiration. You can impress someone once, but only consistency earns lasting respect. Consistency is also the root of mastery. No one becomes great at anything overnight. Mastery is simply the result of doing something again and again, refining, improving, polishing. The musician who practices daily, the writer who writes daily, the speaker who speaks daily, their consistency turns effort into excellence. Skills don't grow through intensity, they grow through repetition. Intensity may bring progress for a moment, but consistency brings progress for a lifetime. But consistency is not easy. In fact, it is one of the hardest things in the world. Why? Because life constantly tempts you to break it. You will have days when you don't feel like showing up. You will face distractions, obstacles, setbacks. Your mind will whisper, just skip today. It doesn't matter. But consistency means not skipping. Consistency means doing the work even when you don't feel like it. One skip day may not destroy you, but the habit of skipping will. The successful person understands this. They protect their consistency above all else. Let me tell you this, success is not about doing amazing things once. It's about doing ordinary things consistently. Waking up early every day is not glamorous, but it builds productivity. Reading a few pages daily is not dramatic, but it builds wisdom. Saving a little money every month is not exciting, but it builds wealth. Working steadily on your dream each day may feel slow, but over years it builds a legacy. Consistency compounds. Small actions repeated could create massive results over time. There's a saying, consistency eats intensity for breakfast. Many people work hard for a short burst of time, but then burn out. They put in extreme effort for a week, then disappear for months. That is not the path to success. Consistency always wins over intensity. A person who walks 1 mile every day will go farther in a year than the person who runs 10 miles once a month. Success is not a sprint. It is a marathon, and consistency is the pace that keeps you in the race. Consistency also requires patience. This is where most people struggle. They want fast success. They want instant gratification, but consistency is about the long game. It is about believing in the process even when results are not yet visible. The bamboo tree is a perfect example. For years when you water, nothing seems to happen. But underground roots are growing, preparing. Then suddenly in a short period, the bamboo shoots up to incredible heights. That is what consistency does. It may feel invisible at first, but when the breakthrough comes, is unstoppable. And here's the truth. Consistency is not just an action. It is an identity. You must see yourself as the kind of person who is consistent. Not someone who occasionally does the right thing, but someone who always shows up. The moment you make consistency part of your identity, it becomes easier because you are no longer negotiating with yourself. You don't ask, should I do this today? You simply do it because that's who you are. Many people underestimate the power of small wins. They think only big victories matter, but small wins achieved consistently are the real game changers. Writing 1 page a day can create a book in a year. Saving a small amount each month can create wealth over decades. Practicing a skill for just 30 minutes daily can make you an expert in a few years. Small, consistent actions create massive transformations, but only for those who don't quit. Consistency also protects you from failure. People often think failure comes from making mistakes, but the greatest failure comes from stopping too soon. Consistency keeps you in the game long enough to succeed. You cannot lose if you refuse to quit. Even if progress is slow, even if setbacks happen, as long as you remain consistent, you are moving forward. The road may be long, but consistency guarantees you reach the destination. So remember this, success is not a single event. Success is a lifestyle. It is built in the choices you make every day. It is built in the way you show up when no one is watching. It is built in your ability to stay committed, stay patient, and stay consistent. One day, when people admire your achievements, they may call you lucky, talented, or gifted. But deep inside, you will know the truth. It was consistency that brought you here. And the most beautiful thing about consistency is that it is available to everyone. You don't need to be the smartest, the richest, the most connected, or the most talented. All you need is the decision to keep going every day. That is something anyone can do. The difference is very few choose to do it. If you choose consistency, you already belong to the rare group that achieves greatness. So commit yourself. Don't chase perfection. Chase consistency. Don't worry about how fast you go. Just don't stop. Every day you closing message success is a lifestyle, not an event. Show up. Every day you move forward. You are building momentum, and momentum once built is unstoppable. Consistency may feel slow, but in the end it creates speed. It may feel small, but in the end it creates greatness. Because success does not belong to those who start fast. It belongs to those who never stop. And that is the power of consistency, the quiet force that makes everything possible. My friends, success is not an accident. It is not a lottery ticket. It is a demand, and it is waiting for you to meet those demands. Vision, hard work, learning, patience, resilience, sacrifice, discipline, and courage. If you embrace these 8, nothing can stop you. The choice is always yours. Do you want to live easy today and regret tomorrow? Or do you want to pay the price today and enjoy the rewards tomorrow? Success demands, will you?